Hey everybody, what is going on? The first thing you may notice is it looks a little bit different in here. Yes, I did a little rearranging of the place. I'm gonna probably be posting a little more on that later, but I know you can see for now there's a Kills poster back here now. My Hereditary poster has moved from one area to another that's over there. And it looks a little messed up on the camera, I know. On the far side, it actually goes up a lot higher. It's at an angle on the wall. And you're seeing a bit of a reflection, so it sort of looks like a squished version of it or something. I'm still messing around with the lighting in here and the angle just to try to get everything right, because these large movie posters I have reflect really, really badly everywhere. So it's hard to get a nice image. So excuse me for that, it is a little bit of a work in progress. Anyway, but enough about all the rearranging. The topic of today's video is Spirit Halloween. It is finally opened up, and I've already made 4 different trips to 2 different stores over the last few days. And I just wanted to share my experience with you guys, let you know sort of what I found, what I was looking for, and some things I didn't find yet. Hope, we'll see what happens there. But had a visit or 2 or 3 or 4 to Spirit Halloween already, as well as a trip to Party City. Plus, Trick or Treat Studios dropped their new catalog as well, and I wanted to go over some cool new stuff they have this year as well. So, let's get into it. Alright guys, so first off, I found out the south side location was opening first, and it was basically on that particular day. It said they were open, and they're open till 7. I was like, oh wow, they're open. I guess today's the first day then, because I've been watching every day. So I went down there not long after they had opened up. It was probably within an hour or 2, because again, I wasn't expecting it to be that day in particular. It sort of surprised me a little. So I went down there, checked it out, and here's some of the stuff that I found. So first stop was the t-shirt corner, of course. Just wanted to have a quick look to see what was new. See Art the Clown there has his own Spirit Halloween shirt, kind of like Ghostface did last year. That's kind of cool. Lots of interesting stuff as always. Yeah, good variety here. And Bloody Disgusting has their own line. You see Art there, and Jason, and Scream, and Michael Myers as well with their own Bloody Disgusting designs. Those are pretty cool. If they had them last year, I don't know if I noticed them or not. Pretty cool. Look at Billy Loomis one. Yeah, all sorts of cool designs as usual. Lots of them aren't actually on the shelf there, but some are. Some Jason stuff over here, Michael Myers, etc. as always. And they even have a Halloween hoodie the night he came home, zip-up style as well. And as per usual, plenty of Ghostface gear, you guys. Holy crap. So, you know, they have it all. Wide mask selection, you know, flannel, pullovers, 25th anniversary masks. They got those popular shirts from last year that sold out quick, these things here. Plus the varsity jackets. Quite a bit of gear. And with the 25th anniversary masks, there weren't a lot of them, but it was nice to see them this time, and there were some really clean examples too. As well as the new bling mask. That looks pretty fancy. You could also get it in the Slayer kit with the voice changer and such. Also found this pink bling mask that was over in the children's section, but it's also another one that looks like it'll be popular with the collectors. And then, of course, with the ever-expanding Ghostface costumes, you have the bling Ghostface, the hockey dress, the red glitter one. There's all sorts of stuff like that. And, of course, we have more Art the Clown, who is becoming more and more popular by the minute. Art Crispies, again, featured there. There's a lot of that. The sunflower glasses and the art costumes as well. And for those of you that might have interest in being AJ from Friday the 13th, the game, they have some pretty cool looking costumes here that would sort of fit the bill. And as per usual, they had a pretty wicked mask collection going on. and weaponry, of course. Lots of cool masks. Just about every ghost face mask you can think of that's out there today was there. I guess except the metallics, but there was an example of just about every other kind there. Well, maybe the specialty flag ones they didn't have either, but just about every other one was represented. Lots of, Jason, Leatherface, Michael Myers. Decent selection of everything, so that was cool. You see the werewolves and stuff. I did like the decorations this year. I thought it was cool having the big blown up Jason on the wall, as well as other characters like Ghostface here and stuff. That was cool. Speaking of Ghostface, they had quite the selection of stuff for the bathroom as well here, like the shower curtain I thought was pretty neat. Of course, I couldn't bring something like that home. My wife would kill me. Some Sam dolls, Chucky, of course, lots of different soap dispensers and stuff. Yeah, even had some Gremlins, and of course more Ghostface, Myers, Leatherface, all those awesome little statues and everything. This was cool. They had some serious Beetlejuice gear, and I guess with the movie coming out, there was a lot of merch. Very cool Beetlejuice gear here if you're a Beetlejuice head. And you can't get enough Beetlejuice. They have lots of cool stuff here. More Art Krispies hiding behind here, I see. Lots of really neat looking signs and stuff. I'm not big on this kind of stuff. I mean, you need a lot of wall space for it. And some of it for me is a little bit on the tacky side, but some of it's pretty cool too. I do like it. And they have quite the variety at the moment. And more in the kids section, they had a ton of Ghostface stuff here, and that's where the chrome Ghostface mask was, as you can see there, as well as the devil mask and stuff. They did have quite a few examples there. Again, pretty much what you expect to see when you go to Spirit Halloween. Big selection, some cool new things here and there, as you can see. For all the Nightmare Before Christmas fans, there's quite a selection as usual there. You got, Hocus Pocus stuff, you name it. There's my Bates Hotel sign down there as well. That's really cool. I really love that one. But man, does it ever eat batteries. Holy cow. You will burn through batteries in probably 3-4 hours, and it's toast. You'll have to change them. So that's the only drawback to that sign, but it is really cool. Yeah, lots of great stuff here. And of course, no horror Halloween costume place is complete without some serious Pennywise gear. Everybody loves a good Pennywise on Halloween. And again, a few more masks. We got some Freddy Krueger, Myers, Art the Clown, Chucky, and Leatherface as well. So in the meantime, I had already seen online from several different accounts I follow, two in particular that stuck out, that were posting this really cool light up Halloween 2 jack-o'-lantern. So the first place I saw it was Silent Horror Night 84. It's a dude I follow on Instagram. It immediately caught my eye and I was like, what is this? Then I noticed that Terrell 88, another guy I've been following for a long time, awesome dude, he got a copy of it as well as that sweet Art the Clown Terrifier cup. I did see the cup, but could not find this Halloween 2 pumpkin to save my life. So I really wanted to get my hands on that. I thought it looked super cool. So when I went there, that is exactly what I was looking for everywhere, and there was nothing. And I mean, I went through the entire store and I did not find them. I did find these other ones here that look, I guess to somebody who just gets a description of what you're looking for, they're probably going to find this for you if they don't have the right item number or understand that it is a licensed Halloween 2 prop, more or less. So unfortunately, I wasn't able to find one there. I was hoping perhaps the West End store, when it opens up, maybe it would have it. So the next day, when I checked the opening times again, all of a sudden the West End store says they're open. And I went, oh wow, okay, so they're going to be open. So I waited until they were just about open, headed over there, and I was there within about 15 minutes of the doors opening. And I had a look around there as well, and here's some of the things I saw there. So first thing I hear as I'm walking into the store, the manager's outside telling everybody that their debit machine is not working, so you'd have to pay cash or put things on hold. So that was kind of a bummer right out of the gate. So it sounds like they just weren't set up to, do cards or debit or anything at the time, and they just decided to open before that was set up. That's likely the case because it was working the following day. But anyway, here is another shot, just quick, of what they had. Another huge mask selection, and mostly the same kind of stuff. Again, wide selection though. Lots of variety. Misfits masks, more Ghostface, lots here. There was a nice 25th anniversary that caught my eye that's right on that shelf there that I ended up actually picking up. Lots of clown masks, all sorts of cool stuff. And this location as well had a wide variety of Ghostface stuff, as I mentioned. Every kind of mask you can see there. You got the bling, you got the chrome ones, the slasher kit, everything. Lots and lots of Ghostface gear. So once again, of course, I'm looking everywhere for the Halloween 2 jack-o'-lantern. No luck at all. I'm finding everything but that. I was also interested, of course, in checking out the, Roger Jackson voiced Ghostface animatronic they had. They actually have two of them this year. They have one that doesn't have any of Roger's voiceovers, and it's more of a plain looking one that just moves a little bit. And they have the full blown deluxe one that has the stabbing action. Of course, both of the Spirit Halloweens have the benefit in the upright position, so it's going like this, and it looks totally ridiculous. If I was managing that store, that would be one of the first things I do is take that out, put it upside down so it's at least on the right way and it looks like he's stabbing. I thought the outfits were a little silly looking again because every Ghostface costume in the place and every prop you see, and both of the animatronics have what looks like a old style Ghostface costume in the late 90s that everybody bought, and I have a copy of it. It just has that triangular sleeve and it has the belt around the middle, which is just very odd to me that he's given a belt when he never had it. So, yeah, these ones for some reason had the belt. So I was less than thrilled. I mean, the deluxe version that has the Roger Jackson voiceover does come with another weapon. Change, I think, knives or something. That would be good to see what the other one actually was, but it's some other weapon and a different mask. You get the aged-looking mask from Part 6, which is more of a actually, it more matches the lines that Roger Jackson has, because I think he says like 3 different lines. I have them recorded, so I'm sure they're on this video, but they're all lines from Scream 6. So, I guess that's sort of what it goes with. But you also have, more of a blank looking mask as well from the first film. Neither of them are the typical, off-the-shelf masks. They look like they're specific for the animatronic, and they're not really overly impressive at all. I wasn't too impressed with the outfit. It's very plain Jane. The cool part is Roger Jackson voicing it, so settle down with that one this year. I figured it wasn't quite, like, it's cool. Like Leatherface last year was really cool, and that's one thing I noticed that isn't there this year is Leatherface is not there. So perhaps he was only available just last year, and it was a last year thing with the license. I'm not exactly sure. But although the Scream animatronic is cool, it's one of the better ones. It's, it's pretty simple. So I thought, not this time. So I should mention, I did pick up one item on my first visit to the Southside store, and it was a Killer Clowns from Outer Space mug. I went there looking for a new coffee mug, and I found a really sweet Killer Clowns from Outer Space mug that's not only dishwasher safe, but it's microwave safe too. And it's a great looking sturdy mug. It fit a good sized cup of coffee in there. and it was only $12.99, so I went ahead and went for it there. But that was the only thing I got on my first visit. So let me start with what I put on hold and ended up getting the following day. Here is a look. So first thing I wanted to get was I picked up a 25th anniversary ghost face mask. You may have noticed it back there already. It was just one that I saw on the shelf that looked really nice. It had good paint, the color was consistent, nice and white, it had a beautiful looking hood on it. And yeah, for the money and availability, I mean, they haven't been exactly easy to find around here, the 25th anniversary masks. They're usually tougher to find. And in this case, they had, well, you know, a handful of them. They probably had, maybe 8, and in one other location I think they had 4 when I visited. So I mean, there wasn't a ton of them, but over the last few years when I've tried to find them, they've been kind of hard to find. And I only have one other one, which is one that I had done with a Billy style paint job off a fellow on Etsy actually. And that is the one that I wore to the Edmonton Expo last year. Actually, I'm sure I have a shot or two from that. And the mask looks good. It does look decent, but at the time he had sent me an ultra white, and it was supposed to be done on a 25th because that's the right Eastern Limited, EA mold that they used in Part 6. So I wanted it to look a little more realistic. And there was a mix-up there, so by the time he got it to me, the expo was over, but I do have a copy just like that of the 6 mask. Again, it's just a paint job. It's not anywhere near as elaborate as that one there. But yeah, I wanted a 25th anniversary just plain white one like that because I think it looks great. I like that it has the full hood and it looks better with my phone over there, I figured. Plus, the one here I put in the middle is the Gen 2 mask that I reshrouded myself that I use with my, 1996 Scream outfit. I could use this one because this is a Gen 1. According to some people I had check it out, like Father Death 420 told me a while ago when I sent him a bunch of pics of that is apparently a Gen 1. It's a Fearsome Faces. It had the purple tag and then glow in the dark in the corner when I got it, and I got it in, it would have been 1997 for sure, so probably later in 1997, like Halloweenish, because I know it wasn't anywhere near the release of the first film. It was later before we got any of those masks in stores. In the meantime, we had this junky looking shit. This one here I found in the store back in '96, and I was like, oh yeah, it's kind of like sort of like Scream. I said it looks nothing like it, but big open mouth, big eyes, and I was like, interesting. So I just bought it because there was nothing on the market anywhere near the Screaming Ghost Face mask back then in 96 or early 97. That's when we started to see some of those masks showing up, and in my case it was a Fearsome Faces. I just remember because I've seen the tag so many times, I know it was purpley colored, and it had a picture of the mask in the right corner. It said glows in the dark, and it was Fearsome Faces. It didn't say Scream anywhere, which I also thought was weird at the time, but I was like, that's the mask, I've got to get that, right? If only I could have went back and just said, and just took them all, because they're so hard to find now, and of course they go for a premium. But that's when I got that mask originally. And then later, I think actually after Halloween, the full costume started to show up, and they started getting the Scream logo. Plus the masks were starting to come out, and they had the Scream logo the following year. I remember around Halloween time, I remember thinking, hey, mine never had a Scream tag. How come I didn't get a Scream tag? And I was kind of annoyed because I was like, whoa, mine says like Fearsome Faces, which turns out is way cooler anyway. It doesn't matter, but these were still Fun World did masks the following year that were like Gen 2s, but that particular Gen 2 in the middle there that I reshrouded was a bib mask that came with the costume I bought, you know, a little after I got this one here, and that's why I guess it's a Gen 2, because it was like the next series that had come out for us. Anyway, long story short, I just wanted to have a nice 25th anniversary there. I just thought it would look better than the custom shroud I did, because of course that's just a covering, because you use the costume for the actual, you know, hood, which is kind of how they do it in the movies anyway. You don't have like a hood on the mask and then another one. That's really not how they do it, but it looks way better on display like that, with my phone, my landline I still have. I'm one of those guys. Anyway, that's why I picked that one up, and it was just a really clean looking mask, so I went for it. Okay, and the second one I went for is actually a blanket. Now, for ages they've been, you know, putting out blankets, everything you can think of. This year, one of the ones that caught my eye that was new was the Art Crispies, the Art the Clown cereal box. That seems to be a very popular one this year. There's lots of Art the Clown merchandise all over the place. But this particular one was a Scream design that I liked, and I hadn't seen it before. I've seen a lot of Scream blankets, but I hadn't seen this one. I don't know if it's for sure new this year or somehow I missed it last year, but it is this one right here. And the reason I got it is, of course, for this print with the ghost face, you know, mask all over. I thought that looked really neat, and I've always wanted to throw a blanket. I don't have any down here for my area, I guess, if you will. But the front's kind of cool. He's standing in front of the moon and everything. Very cool. It's, again, the typical costume with the belt again. I don't know why they insist on doing that, but I thought it still looks pretty cool. But this is why I got it, for that look. Very cool. It's currently in the wash now. I've thrown it in there so I can use it, but that was one of the other pickups I had. And then the third one that I picked up was actually right here, and I got it because when I went to the South Side store, there wasn't much of anything left, and then, you know, they were only open, like I said, an hour or so, give or take, when I got there. But when I went to the West End store again, when they had, you know, cash only, I also put this item on hold, and this is a Ghostface soap dispenser. I know a lot of people will be thinking, why? It actually has some weight to it, so it's reasonably nice quality. Now, the reason I got it is because I use a soap dispenser in my bathroom that's like, it's just like the kind you would buy that already has a spout in it, so I don't really use a regular dispenser. We have a fancy one that goes with, you know, your garbage and everything that we don't really use. You know, that's something you pull out when you have guests over or something, you know. But in the meantime, I thought I could throw this down here and it would be really cool and it wouldn't look way out of place. And it's not like I'm going to do the whole bathroom in Ghostface gear. They have that at Spirit as well. They have a really cool shower curtain I saw that was cool. I don't have a curtain in this shower here. This is like a stand up with a door, so it's different. Not that I would do that anyway, my wife would freak out, but there's like a bath mat you can get, and there's towels and everything. I did have a look at the towels. They were only at one location and totally sold out at the other. But you know that sort of terry cloth that towels are made out of? Well, this one, if you were to just pinch it just a little and pull, the fibers just immediately start to pull out. Like they're really poorly made. So I wasn't even considering getting towels and stuff. I just thought it'd be cool having this neat soap dispenser, and I like the look of it. It's, you know, solid black, just with a white face on it, and a good little soap pumper there. So I thought that might be kind of neat for the washroom. And knowing they were sold out so fast at the other location, I thought I'm gonna grab that while I can, because they are probably gonna be long gone. Anyway, that is all I picked up from my Spirit Halloween visits. Again, no animatronics or anything too crazy this year. So unfortunately, I wasn't able to find that awesome Halloween 2 jack-o'-lantern, which really sucks. As far as I know, both locations just didn't get any yet. And maybe they're not going to get any, I don't know. I messaged on Instagram Spirit Halloween, and I sent them a photo of what I was looking for, you know, and what we actually had, which were like those other ones that looked nothing like the Halloween 2, you know, light up jack-o'-lantern. And they said, oh, okay, no worries. And they looked it up and they said, it says that the South End store in my town, that's one further away, had apparently 4 in stock. So I heard this news that third day in the morning. That was the day I went and picked up all my stuff from the West End store. Well, when they opened at the South End, I went down there and I talked to the manager, explained everything to him. He was just as surprised as me, and he was looking all over the store, couldn't find anything, and I was like, yeah, man, you're not gonna find it. I've already, turned the store upside down. So either it's not open yet and it's in a new box, or we're not getting them. I have no idea. So he went into the back and he spoke to his stock person. He looked like somebody who was probably in charge of all of that. But anyway, he looked for a bunch of stuff, couldn't find it in the back, and then he said he had a few other boxes yet that he was going to be opening later today, is what he had said. This is now 2 days ago. And he took my number down and everything to give me a call if they do show up. And I haven't heard anything yet. But that is not going to stop me, because knowing Spirit Halloween, I've had some issues in the past where, I put my name in for certain things and I don't end up getting a call. Like, you remember the Spirit Halloween logo where they have this sort of the Grim Reaper in the middle, and they changed that out for Ghostface? Well, those t-shirts were really hard to find. They didn't show up until way later, like long after the stores had, been open for, a month plus, right, before they started showing up. And I had given them my name, and they were supposed to let me know when they came in. And I never got a call, never heard anything about it at all. And then just one day when I was there, they were there, and it was like, there was lots of them. And by this time, I was just, I was kind of over it, I guess you could say. So I never did bother to pick them up. But I was a little annoyed I never got a call back. I'm like, you guys, so knowing that, and this year them having my name down for those, it'd be awfully risky. I feel like as soon as those things hit, the area, anybody who's a fan of those movies is going to buy them up right away. And my guess is they're probably going to end up on, eBay for 2 or 3 times what they're worth, which is a real bummer. All right, so that was pretty much it for the Spirit Halloween visits, and like I said, hopefully I'll get my hands on one of those Halloween 2 jack-o'-lanterns if I get lucky. But right now it's looking like they may not even be coming here. Who knows? So we'll see what happens there. But I also decided, because I was so close when I was at that South End store to the Party City that was there, I thought I would step in there and check out what their Halloween supply looked like. So here's a look at what they have going on at the moment. Party City. So Party City was kind of in the middle of getting everything set up. They had one hell of a skeleton collection going on here, though. Pretty much all the colors you can imagine and tones, etc. Lots of cool gear here for sure. And over here I came across a pretty cool prop they had. This is like a mini chainsaw. It's a nice red color. I mean, in a pinch you could probably do something and get like an Ash costume going for not too much. These are not cheap. I'm sure they were still something like 45 bucks or so, but just a smaller version of what you see at Spirit. And as I mentioned, they are still working on setting up the entire store, but they already had a pretty decent amount of cool weapons and props available already. Some that caught my eye, like these Texas Chainsaw Massacre items, like Leatherface's hammer there, of course, and the meat hook as well. There's a couple variations of those also. But yeah, it looked like they still had a ways to go. So this one caught my attention, being a Creepshow nut. This is a licensed water bottle. Doesn't really have anything that pertains to the film, and I don't have space for stuff like this, so I didn't get it, but I thought it was pretty cool looking. Okay, so far and away, Party City's biggest asset, in my opinion, is their mask selection. They have a pretty decent selection and a lot of masks that are different than what you'd get at Spirit. As you can see here, they had a Fear Street mask. You see the Skullface killer mask with the burn damage as well. Some oversized masks they had, Chucky. Um, you got Jack Skellington from Nightmare Before Christmas. You got Leatherface, and Freddy, the Hocus Pocus. You got, well, there's the Plague Doctor. How about that? And yeah, the Leatherface killer mask looks pretty decent, as well as the Pretty Woman. But Pennywise as well, and typical gag masks with old people and stuff that they like to do. Statue mask. There's a Friday the 13th Jason latex mask. Looks like it's from the reboot. Some cool werewolf masks. Some Trump masks, of course. Got to get political with it. Halloween 3 mask. That's very cool. It's nice to see them out there. And some cool Vecna masks as well from Stranger Things. So pretty cool selection. More Chucky there as well, and more Michael Myers. But very cool. There's the Skullface mask from Halloween 3 up there as well. So they did have all 3 of them. Really good selection from Party City with masks so far. Also, they have a pretty decent makeup selection out already as well. All right, now lastly, Trick or Treat Studios just sent out a mass email, I'm sure, to all of their customers in the last day or so, that their new catalog has dropped. So there are all sorts of really cool things. Last year there was a bunch of cool things. I never did end up going over it last year, but there's some really cool stuff in there that's still there this year, as well as some neat new things here. So I'll just go over a few things with you and show you what I found that sort of stuck out to me that I thought was pretty cool. So one of the first things that caught my eye was this really cool mask of David from the Lost Boys, as well as an awesome Michael Keaton as Beetlejuice, clearly from the second film. Looks great as well. Michael from Lost Boys is there too, as well as the Fangs, and a really good looking sloth from the Goonies. Between you and me, I think you could double up a good Goonies sloth mask as a part 3 Jason in a pinch. Get some double use out of it. It's not way off. Next, I see they brought back a classic Freddy Krueger Dawn Post mold from, I believe it's 1988 or maybe 87 that dropped. Man, I wanted that mask when it came out. As well as a Jason Goes to Hell Jason Voorhees mask from Elusive Concepts. And of course, what's Trick or Treat Studios catalog without Art the Clown? We have the Terrifier series here. On this page, the new gear is the Hacksaw. On the second page, I believe there's some new Terrifier 2 gear. We have the Pale Girl costume, and I think it's 2 new masks for Art the Clown. So that was really cool to see. Art, like I said, is ever popular. Okay, this one looks really cool. So this is a Brandon Lee Eric Draven mask from The Crow, and it looks really good in these pictures. I really hope it looks as good as this in person. I can't wait to get a closer look at this thing when it drops. I see they also have the other Crow mask from the graphic novel that I'm sure Bill Skarsgård's character is styled after. Not really looking forward to the reboot that much, but I will check it out as I mentioned. But this Brandon Lee Eric Draven mask looks very cool. All right, and this is cool for Phantasm fans. I thought this looks great. So you got the Sphere, you got the Tall Man, and you have his little lurker minions. Very cool to see new stuff from this franchise. Again, I'm excited to see some of this stuff in person. And this is great to see for all you Kiss fans out there. They're dropping the 4 OG masks for the original members this year as well. They look pretty cool, so I thought that was an exciting drop. And moving on to one of my favorite sections of the catalog, Mabry Monsters. That's from Justin Mabry. He does fantastic work with Trick or Treat Studios, has for years and years. Always puts out cool stuff. I am probably most excited for the hillbilly at the bottom. You may notice he looks a lot like a certain character we all know. Yes, I think he would make a fantastic undermask for a Part 3 Jason, wouldn't you think? This page I thought was interesting. Some pretty cool masks on this one that are catching my eye that I like. Very cool. But speaking of a certain character that would work for, say, a Part 3 Jason, there happens to be some goalie killer masks that are featured here as well that certainly look familiar also. Now, we already know this one is going to be a huge hit. So they are bringing back the original Shatner. The 1975 is what they're calling this one, which is more or less the original Don Post studio release, or certainly similar to it. Absolutely no doubt it's going to be extremely popular, and everybody is going to be trying to make Myers masks off of this mold. I don't know how bang on it is from the original, but it looks to be a pretty good looking copy. And as per usual, some awesome Halloween 3 gear. So many new variations of these masks. The witch, the pumpkin, and the skull. All kinds of great stuff here. They have the costumes as well that we all heard about that were coming. It looks like they're here. They have the trick-or-treat pails as well. And they also are offering ornaments this year as well of the 3. Very, very cool stuff. Next, we have some awesome The Return of the Living Dead stuff dropping. This is the Tarman barrel set. Very cool. I love the look of the barrel and everything. It looks spot on. This is super cool. And as mentioned many times before, Art is very popular, so now he has a figure as well with bloody color changing action. So that'll be fun for everybody. And last but not least, they have this amazing The Texas Chainsaw Massacre figure set. Super detailed. It looks so awesome. I hope it looks this good in person as well. And it has a dinner scene play set as well that looks awesome. So yeah, all sorts of really cool stuff coming up from Trick or Treat Studios as well. I'm pretty psyched about a few things. Anyway, that is pretty much it for now, you guys. That's just the update for Spirit Halloween and all the other cool spots that have opened up recently and what I found. Next video, I'm going to be doing a pickups video. I have some really cool stuff to show you that I'll be shooting pretty soon as well. And I want to share with you my new cosplay I have been working on. That one's a little bit of a secret at the moment. It is something I've never personally seen done before. And I know not all of you are going to recognize it, but I'm sure some of you will. And the ones that do are going to be like, ah. At least I hope so anyway. But I'm pretty excited for it and been working away at it. So I'm anxious to show you that as well. But for now, that is it. And we will see you again for another one real soon. Thanks for watching. As always, you guys, take care.